I'm back at Six Flags Over Texas for the first time since, well, actually not that long ago, early May. That's when I was down here mostly for the Atlanta Braves Texas Rangers series, but I found some time to spend here. Got 7 rides on New Texas Giant on the Sunday. This is a Friday and a holiday weekend, Christmas break. Yeah, it's gonna be busy. I knew it, but I still wanted to come here. And they still got their Christmas shows going on here at Six Flags Over Texas. Fiesta Texas doesn't have any of their regular Christmas shows like the Majesty of Christmas and My Christmas Card to You. Those are already done. But here they still have their Christmas show going in the Southern Palace Theater. The only other option is that Silver Dollar City did add a day to their schedule. They're actually going to be open tomorrow. They weren't originally scheduled to, but now they will. A Christmas Carol will not be running tomorrow, but a lot of the other shows are. I decided to go ahead and stick with the plan to come here. I've had so many days at Silver Dollar City this year and haven't really had much time at this park. Not this year, at least. We got Mr. Freeze, not Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast. I have not ridden regular Mr. Freeze since 2009. Shockwave never gets old. This keeps moving up my list every time I ride, especially riding in the back car. Get great positive forces in the double loops, and then insane airtime on these 2 little drops. And they're very shallow drops too. I don't know how you get such incredible airtime. And there's another little bump over there that gives a nice little pop of airtime too. Kind of like at the end of Silver Bullet at Frontier City, has that little bump. I managed to get a couple rides on New Texas Giant after all. The line went down to about 20 minutes here in the last hour, which is really weird. The line was probably an hour and a half earlier. So I ended up with 2 night rides, both in the back row. Of course, the lights here are nothing compared to Silver Dollar City. And they have scaled it back from past years that I've been here. In the one section that was over by behind the barbecue place, used to have a lot more lights. So they scaled that section back. But out front here, it still looks great. And after I was done with Traders Village, came over here to Six Flags Over Texas on a Saturday night. And it is way, way, way less crowded than it was last night. I don't know why. Gotta be a New Year's thing. I guess people are at parties and stuff and don't want to come to an amusement park on New Year's Eve. That wasn't the case at Fiesta Texas last year. New Year's Eve was packed. Titan had a much shorter line. It was still a full station. But Mr. Freeze, the walk-on. I just finished a 6-ride marathon in less than an hour. Maybe had to wait 1 extra train once or twice. And yesterday I would have said that Mr. Freeze is way, way below Mr. Freeze Reverse Blast, but now I'm thinking they're kind of equal. I think Reverse Blast has a slight edge, but not enough to really make that big of a difference. Not enough to put them in like separate rankings, I don't think. The Reverse Blast is nice because you get the great visuals on the spike. And backwards launch is always cool, because you don't get too many of those. But the forward launch is still great. But force-wise, it is just as powerful. And oddly enough, I would have thought that with the Reverse Blast being that the back car was stronger than the front car, I would have thought that when you reverse the trains, that would make the front car the strongest. But actually, no, the back car is still the strongest. I did 1 front row ride, and that was really cool. I still think the back row is the strongest somehow. And they are running 2 trains today. Yesterday they were running 1 train, so that helps a lot with the line. It's almost like when they run 2 trains, seems like it makes the line move 3 times faster. I don't know. You think that 1 train opposite only would make the line double, but I think it makes it triple or quadruple. Last year, my final ride of the year was on Iron Rattler, an RMC, so it's only appropriate that I end this year with New Texas Giant. I also started the year with Iron Rattler right after midnight. So, start the year with Iron Rattler, end it with New Texas Giant. So yeah, that's exactly what I did. But the night rides on this are great, and it does seem to be hauling tonight. Yesterday seemed a little weaker than normal, but this ride right here, that was great. That was almost at full strength, I would say. I am starting to think that Mr. Freeze may take over the top spot at this park for me now. Which is kind of weird. I would say that Reverse Blast is better, but I had New Texas Giant ranked ahead of Reverse Blast. Mr. Freeze is just so incredible. Seems like it gets stronger every time I ride it. While New Texas Giant, I don't know if I would say it's not as strong. I don't really think it's lost any power necessarily. Maybe on some days it has. Could it be just that I've desensitized myself by riding so many RMCs and it's not one of the strongest ones? It's still strong though. I mean, you think of this compared to like a B&M Hyper. This has pretty much every B&M Hyper beat. Maybe not all of them, but most of them. You got the floater airtime, but you also have a few moments of ejector airtime. And it's more aggressive. Well, they opened up parking at 11:45. Odd choice. Oh boy, what a mess here at Six Flags today. Wow. Parking didn't open till 15 till, security didn't open till 5 till, and everybody is going through the full security process. I don't know if something happened last night that I didn't hear about, but they're not using the scanners at all. Everybody has to, they're not even using metal detectors. They're doing the full scanner things like at the airport or for your possessions, and then they're wanding everybody. So yeah, there's something going on. I'm not sure what it is, but very strange. It makes the process go very, very slow. But at least I was here early enough that I got in at 12:06. So 12:06, that's not bad considering, yeah, it took about 10 minutes. Some people, they're gonna be waiting a lot longer. If I didn't get here as early as I did, oh boy, it might be an hour before they get in. It might work in my favor. Maybe I'll get a lot of rides on New Texas Giant as people very, very, very slowly file in. Well, I was right. It's taking people so long to file in that I was able to get 3 rides in a row on New Texas Giant. Just had to switch seats for that third ride. And yes, morning time, half empty trains, it is crawling. It'll speed up later. You really feel it on these final hills. It's moving a little better now that there's more people on the train. But with that first ride with about 8 people on the train, it crawled. So last year I spent New Year's Day in 75 degrees at Fiesta, Texas. This year I'm spending New Year's Day in 80 degrees at Six Flags Over Texas. And unlike last year where the bottom dropped out after New Year's Day, that's not going to happen this time. Only going to be a slight cool down back at home, actually. But I don't even think they're cooling down here. Last year they did. Last year on New Year's Day, it was 75 degrees at Fiesta, Texas. Meanwhile, it was 20 degrees back at home for a high. But this weekend, actually, it's quite comfortable back at home. Actually, I think it's going to be 70 degrees back at home. But that's Oklahoma for you. You never know. About a week and a half ago, less than a week and a half ago, it was 5 for an afternoon high. And a 3 in a row to start the day wasn't enough. I went back around and did 4 in a row, all in the back row. It's taken that long for people to file into the park. So I was starting the year off right. I started 2022 off with Iron Rattler, starting 2023 off with New Texas Giant. And I did 2 in a row on Titan, back row and row 2. New Texas Giant looks like it still has no line. And this here is one of the best attractions at the whole park. They sell food that you can feed them with.
Jingle bell, jingle bell, jingle bell rock. Jingle bells chime in jingle bell time.
Well, that's my last visit to a park during the Christmas season. A lot of them have already wrapped it up. Either that or all they have is lights. I love that Six Flags Over Texas was still running their Christmas show, their main Christmas show, and the Christmas carolers, and the whatever bells. Actually, I didn't get to see that show, but I've seen that before here and at Fiesta Texas. So I love that they were still doing their Christmas shows here. That was really nice. Even after Christmas, even the day after New Year's Eve, they were still running their Christmas shows, so that is really great. But no more Christmas events at amusement parks for me until, unfortunately, November at the earliest. I'm going to campaign that we start the holiday in the park, or whatever each park calls it. Let's start it in around Labor Day, and let's keep it going until about March. That sounds good to me. This is way better than any Halloween event, in my opinion. I don't even like going to parks during the Halloween time. Way too busy. Everybody is there to ride rides. They don't even go to the haunted houses. They go to ride rides. So the lines are super long. I'd much rather come during the Christmas season. I like what they do during the Christmas time with the shows, the decorations, and all that. This is the best time of year for amusement parks. Just a shame that a lot of parts of the country are too cold to be able to do this.